Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to the Tranquil Non-Dual Brahman, Swami Ananda. So this is going to be a two-parter, because it's about an hour long, so let's go ahead and get started.
I'm going to go to the end of the chapter, very important verse that we will do now. Try to understand the teaching at its depth and also get a little taste of it. What is the verse? First we will chant and then try to understand. Verse number 25. Sarvam ekamidam shantam Sarvam ekamidam shantam Adimadhyanta varjitam Bhava bhava vinirmuktam Iti gyatva sukhi bhava. This visible universe is without any beginning, middle or end. It is beyond existence or non-existence. It is tranquil. It is nothing but the non-dual Brahman. Knowing thus, be happy. This is actually stunning. We can understand to some extent, if you say you're not the body mind, you're the witness consciousness, Sakshi, to some extent we can get it. But this which we are experiencing right now here, this is limitless consciousness and nothing else. How? This seems to be completely contradictory to our experience. Let us see how counterintuitive this verse is and how stunningly important it is. We will see now. And we'll try to understand it actually at the end of this process. We will even get a taste of it, what he's trying to say. Sarvam ekam idam shantam. Idam, the word idam means this, here, what we are seeing here, what we are hearing, tasting, smelling, touching, what we are thinking, experiencing, enjoying, suffering, this. He says, Sarvam, all of this, ekam, it's one. We go, no, it isn't. It's many. There's so many people here. And each person is sitting on a chair which is different from him. The chair is sitting on the ground which is different from the chair and the person. This world is full of diversity. How can it be one? It isn't one. He says, Sarvam ekam. It might be there is some one Brahman, one God, something like that. Idam, this one, here. Sarvam ekam. Idam sarvam ekam. It's one reality. Then more madness is to come. Shantam. Idam sarvam shantam. It is completely tranquil Brahman. Existence, consciousness, bliss. No samsara. No trouble, no misery, no illness, no death, no war, no suicide, no poverty, no frustration, no depression, no old age, disease, death like Buddha was fighting against. Shantam, prapanchopashama. The entire universe. This is the silence of the universe. This is the language of Mandukya Upanishad. Prapancha upashamam shantam. It is peace itself. What is peace? Right now, the technique we said, we stop talking to yourself, listen to the sound of peace. Okay, that is, I understand. It was a little peaceful for a while. No, when the mind is talking, when this world is going on, when war is going on, when upsets are there externally at a macro level, my life is not going too well at the micro level, all of this, he says, Shantam. This is absolute serenity and peace and tranquility. It is the highest divinity right now, here. There, idam, here, now. Then even further, Adi Madhyanta Varjitam. There is no birth, no existence, no death. No production, no existence, no ceasing, no cessation, no destruction. Of what? Idam. This. We don't understand this. We think, yes, if you talk about God, yeah, there's something called God or Atman, Brahman, which was never born, which always is there, will never cease. All those things, ideas, I can understand. But here in this world, it's completely contrary to our experience. People are born. I have been born. You're saying there's no birth, no Adi, there's no beginning. And people are born, they grow up, they grow, become adults, they grow old, and they die. He says there is no beginning, there is no growing up, becoming an adult, no existing like that, and no dying. Adi Madhya Anta Vajjitam. Devoid of beginning, devoid of middle, devoid of end. What? Idam, this one. But it is just contrary to what we see across this universe, from the microscopic to the macroscopic, from tiniest particles to vast galaxies, are all born, all have a middle existence, and all have an end. He says, nothing has a beginning, nothing has a middle, nothing has an end. Where? Here, idam. Bhava minir muktam. Bhava means existing things. People, chairs and tables, birds and animals, trees, the sky and the earth, planets, quarks and quasars. These are existing things. Bhava. Abhava means absence. This is a philosophical concept. Absence means something is not there. Here is the mobile on the table. This is the presence of the mobile on the table. It's a bhava padartha, existing entity. Now I remove it. There is an absence of the mobile on the table. It's abhava padartha, absence. This is from Nyaya philosophy. There is no bhava, no abhava, he says. Bhava, bhava, vinir muktam. This is what our world is full of. Things which are there and things which are not there. Now, how can it be full of things which are not there? Yesterday, I went to a walk in a cemetery nearby, very beautiful. It's full of people who are not there. This is abhava, but you feel their presence. The beloved ones, they feel the presence of the absence. I remember there was a very beloved Swami Lokeshwarananda in our order. I have seen him when I was young. So he was the head of our Institute of Culture in Calcutta. After he passed, there was a meeting. Professor Larson from the United States, he was a great professor of Indian philosophy. Sankhya was his specialty. He went to give a talk. He was very close to the Swami. So in his talk, I still remember, the professor stood up and said, "Today we are acutely conscious of the presence of the absence of Swami Lokeshwarananda." True. And somebody very beloved, somebody very impressive, but no longer here amidst us. You feel the absence of something. There was something here which is absent now. So, bhava. I remember once I studied Navya Nyaya, the school of medieval school of neologic, Navya Nyaya school. And the subject of that course was, I did a 15-day advanced course, 5 hours a day, 15 days on neologic, the Indian school of neologic, Navya Nyaya. And the subject was nothing, absence, abhava, nothing. So 5 hours a day for 15 days we talked about nothing, very seriously. And the example he used was that there is no pot on the table. That's a classic, that's just a sentence. Bhutale ghato nasti. On the surface there is no table and there is no pot. Surface means he meant basically table. So there is no pot. There's no pot on the table. And that sentence was analyzed 5 hours a day for 15 days. And I remember there was a caretaker in that hall. It was in the Asiatic Society in Calcutta. There was a caretaker who looked after the facilities. He would switch on the light, put on the, clean the blackboard and everything. So he would listen to this. And then one day he came up to me. I think it was only monks, so he felt comfortable coming up. Everybody.
Before he gets to that, I'm wondering if I'm hoping this whoever this person that cleans will state what I'm about to state. You keep saying there's no pot on this table, but yet you seem to confirm that there is a table.
Everybody else was a professor or a grad student, things like that. So he came up to me and said, "You really want a pot? I can get one for you. It's very easy." He felt bad, he is responsible for this facility, this hall. And these people are cribbing every day, there's no pot on the table. And incessantly, they go on and on and on. I say, I can get it, it's just very cheap, it's available right there, I can get it for you if you want a pot on the table. Bhava vinir muktam. This entire universe, all of this, idam here, it is devoid of any existing thing. Oh, so everything is absent. It's devoid of all absent things also. There is no existence, there is no absence. There is no presence, no absence. Where? Idam. Here, this universe. What is this? Iti gyaptva. Know this and be happy. Sukhi bhava. What does this mean? What does this mean?
got to be very confusing. I mean, even I would say how advanced I am into this. Even as much as I know about it, whatever that may be, it's still so confusing to say that they're how do you say it? There's an absence. There's neither absence or presence of something. It's really weird, and I think that can be a little bit overly complicated if you're just trying to, um, I guess, either be enlightened. Well, maybe you need to know that. I don't know. My ultimate goal is just less suffering, and again, the ways that I've learned myself. Again, thanks to the Buddhism class in my college, I've reduced the suffering in life, and watching all these videos, I've reduced it even more. But there's still just certain things I cannot get over. So I don't, which a confusing thing to me was with Swami Vivekananda, where he still feels emotion, still cries, and all of that. It's just very odd to see that if he's an enlightened being. I do believe everyone considers him to be enlightened, but yet he still suffers the world. I get it though. I understand the sheer fact that he recognizes who he truly is, but the body still suffers the world. And that's, I guess, for me, it's that part of the body that suffers the world is what I'm trying to reduce. You can, but how can you? I mean, this is the confusing thing. How can you be enlightened and still suffer? I mean, isn't that the whole point? Is to reduce suffering? At least in terms of the Buddhism that I listen to, is that life is suffering. I know that's the first path, the fourfolds. I believe the first one's to say that life is suffering, and the last one is that there's ways to reduce suffering. So, but I'm wondering actually now in Advaita Vedanta that is it the same philosophy as in obviously life is suffering. I think that is unique, not unique, that is throughout I believe all Hinduism. But at least in terms of Buddhism, that there is a way out of suffering. Now I don't know if that really means that you will not cry in the world, meaning that um, even if a loved one dies, you won't cry because you understand that you don't suffer that anymore. It's not to say that you're heartless, but you don't suffer from it anymore, so you don't cry. Um, I don't know if Advaita Vedanta has that stance, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like the body still suffers, whereas in Buddhism, the body, I assume, doesn't suffer because there's a way out of it. And my whole thing is the reduction of suffering, where you understand how things are, and you still do I say you still cry and suffer from the world? I'll say yes. In terms of I guess the thing that I'm trying to understand is that yes, we still suffer from the world, but not as much. You suffer less from the things that you suffer. From losing loved ones, you will still suffer, but not as much. You will still be joyful. Weird to say that, but there's a reason for it. Meaning that you'll celebrate, you'll remember the person for the good times that you had together. That's the things that you'll remember, and be joyful for having to be in that person's life, for that person to be in your life, instead of just crying, suffering from it. And that's what most people try to do. And then like failures and stuff, where instead of suffering from your failures, you look at it as a way to improve. So you don't suffer from your failures, but you look at it as a way of improvement. So again, reduction of suffering. So I don't know how Advaita Vedanta does that. Again, we go from Buddhism, which I assume here, acknowledging there's suffering and there's a way out of suffering. I'm assuming it means that once you get that way out, your body doesn't suffer from the world anymore, so you don't suffer from it, whatever that happens to mean. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
So, this is a profound, very profound statement, and we will understand it by the end of this analysis. We'll understand it, maybe even taste it a little bit.
Taste it.
Note, we'll start with an example. This is something I'm pulling from Aparokshanubhuti. There's a verse there. कार्ये हि कारणं पश्येत् ततो कार्यं विसर्जयेत् karanatvam tato gachet avashishtam bhaved munihi. See the cause, the material cause in the effect, then let go of the effect. The causality of the cause is lost. What remains is you, the enlightened sage. What does it mean? It works like this. Let's take our pot, which is absent, but anyway. The pot, clay pot. This is the example Shankaracharya takes. Common example, clay pot. Now we have a pot. And I have many complaints about it, anxieties about it. It can break. Other pots are better than it, better than my pot. Yeah. And I wish I hadn't bought this pot. Buyer's regret, that other pot would have been better. But anyway, it was Black Friday, Amazon deal was there, so I bought this pot. What to do? I'm now stuck with this pot. For pot, read anything. Car, spouse, children, whatever it is. Job, gadgets, the pot. Now somebody comes and introduces, and this pot will break. I'm afraid of that. It will go one day. So somebody comes and introduces me to say, there is something here in this pot which will not break, which will never be lost. No, it doesn't depend on the pot. It was there before the pot was there, and it will be there after the pot is gone. It is there when the pot is there. Wow. Immortal, huh? Yes. What is that? It's called clay. It's called clay. It's there in this pot. So there's something called clay. And not only that, all the pots are clay. The ones you have and the other ones, there's no difference. Wow. So this clay, it sounds really good and sounds much better than my pot. Where is this clay? It's there in the pot. Karyehi karanam pashyet. Look for the cause, material cause, in the effect. Effect is pot. Cause means the material out of which the pot is made. What is the material out of which a clay pot is made? Trick question, huh? Answer is there. Clay. So the clay, look for the clay in the clay pot. We can easily do that. We are experts at it. I see it. Top of the pot is clay, middle of the pot is clay, bottom of the pot is clay, inside of the pot is clay, outside is clay. In fact, it's through and through clay. Tato karyam visarjayat. Let go of the effect. How do you let go? What is the effect? Pot. Let go of the effect means you see that the pot is nothing but clay. There is no entity called pot apart from the clay. What is the pot then? It's a name. It's a form. And it's a use. You can put water in it and it looks round like that. I mean, you call it a pot. It's got some designs on it and stuff like that. So one might say, yeah, but wait a minute. There are two, I admit. There is something called clay, but there is something called pot. No, there isn't. This we have to drive it into our heads. It's very important. There isn't. Apart from the clay, neither the shape of the pot will exist, nor the use of the pot can be done, nor the name will refer to anything. If you take the clay away, what will the name do? It will float in the air. Where will be the shape of the pot if you take the clay away? Nowhere. Where will the water be if you take the clay away? It will be a mess. Water will spill out. So, use and name and form, which is Maya. The name, form and use, Nama, Rupa, Vyavahara in Sanskrit, depends entirely on the material cause, the clay. Okay, then what? Then next, if the clay is the only thing that exists, there is no real second entity called a pot. If the cause is the only thing that exists, there is no real effect. Then what? Follow this question. What is the cause a cause of? Cause and effect. Material and a product. If the product is not there, what is this a cause of? What did it produce? Nothing. It was clay earlier. And now, after the pot, what is it? Clay. Where is the pot apart from the clay? So it's only clay. The cause alone remains, but then it has not produced anything. Therefore, the causality of the cause is lost. Karanatvam tato gachet. What is left then finally at the end of this analysis? Only clay. But Shankaracharya says only you are left. Now what does this mean? Let's see now. We will go into this analysis to understand this verse and then also experience. Please match with our own experience. Whatever you are seeing now, you are aware, right? You're seeing now a book, you're aware? You're seeing now this cloth, you're aware? Cloth is different from the book. Clearly you can see. But is that awareness different? Isn't it the same awareness to which the book was revealed? Isn't it literally the same awareness to which the cloth was revealed? Your eyes changed focus. Your mind thought differently, different data came in, but the awareness which you experienced, you the awareness, are you not the same awareness? Isn't it the same light reflecting of the cloth, of the book, of the cloth, of the mobile? Yes. So the awareness remains the same no matter what we see. Then very different from seeing is hearing. You're hearing my voice, hearing music, hearing sound, hearing silence. But isn't it the same awareness? Whatever you hear is the same awareness. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, behind both is the same awareness. Seeing and hearing are very different experiences. Awareness is there. In fact, whatever we smell, taste, touch, as well as see and hear, it is constantly the same awareness throughout our days. And not only that, when we look inwards, thoughts, memories, likes and dislikes, pleasure and pain, all of them are enabled, illumined, made possible by the same awareness. You see something and you think about it. The same awareness illumined the seeing, illumined the thinking. Whatever we do, talking, walking, sitting, all of those are experienced in awareness. Karye karanam pashyet. In the effect, see the inherent cause, the material out of which this. What is the effect here? Our lives. Our lives is the effect. We have many problems in our lives. Now, just like the clay was introduced to you when you're holding the pot, now Vedanta comes and introduces the clay consciousness. You're worried about old age? Yeah. You're worried about death? Yeah. I don't want to think about it. And worried about many problems in life? Yes. Would you like to know there is something in you, in your life, which will not die? Really? Something that will not get old. Something that will not be affected by physical problems, mental problems. Really? What is that? That is called, not clay, consciousness.
I'll say this about the death thing. I know a lot of people worry about it. I don't know if I'd act the same way in the face of death. But right now, if you ask me, am I worried about death? I'd say no. And this is the way how I look at problems as well in life, where same thing as the way I look at death. At least right now. Now, if I'm facing it, that could change. But as of right now, do I worry about death? No. Why? I don't know when that's going to come, so why do I sit here and worry from now until 50 years or now until 5 seconds from now when it's going to hit me? You're worrying about nothing. Not necessarily nothing, but you're worrying about something that you have no idea when it's going to come. And is that the way you want to be when it finally comes? Do you want to be just constantly worrying? You're sitting there worrying for 20 years and it hasn't came yet, and another 5 years you're still worrying. What have you done? That's a lot of energy, a lot of, inefficiencies, I guess you could say it that way. But that's the way I kind of look at it. When you don't know something, you start worrying, it's kind of a waste. I don't know what the right phrase to use on that. But again, it's the same way I look at death. If I don't know when it's going to come, then I'm not going to worry about it. If it's coming tomorrow and I know that, then I'll worry about getting stuff done. Obviously, you don't want to, I think of the opposite. But if you don't want to live your life completely carelessly, you want to take care of yourself and not live life thinking that you're never going to die. A bit reasonable. So just because you don't care about death, because you don't know what's going to happen, doesn't mean you should live your life carelessly. I want to make that straight. So, and about any problems in life as well, it's the same way I look at it. You have a test tomorrow. Well, it's tomorrow, so you can start doing something about it now. You don't know if, your friend that goes across the country or whatever, you don't know what's going to happen to them. You're going to be worrying about them. You could be worrying for nothing. Just let it be. Worry when it's time to worry. If they're captured and hostage, okay, then worry about it there, then and there. But anything before then, it's just kind of useless because you sit there worrying. They come back, they're perfectly fine. It's like, oh my gosh, the 6 months you were gone, I was just so worried all the time. It's like, why? You just wasted whatever time that you had worrying about something. If you did. But yes, again, I hope that is a decent advice to people. That, and it's not going to be easy for everyone, for sure. It's something that I also learned that there's no point in worrying about something that you have no control over because you have no control over it. And two, if you don't know what the outcome is going to be, don't worry about it until you know there's something that you can do about it. There's until the outcome is revealed. Until that point, you worrying is not going to change anything.
That is there in all that you see, hear, smell, taste, touch. That is there in all that we think, remember, desire, that we hate, that we love, that we remember, that we feel, emotion. It is there in all pleasure. It is there in all pain. Everywhere it is there. Same consciousness. Not only that, it is there throughout our waking. That's why the waking experience is possible. But when we fall asleep and this world disappears, our body also disappears. From my experience, and a world of dream comes up. In the dreams also, the whole thing is made possible because of the same consciousness. All the bhavas, the things which come and go, because of the same consciousness, I'm able to experience those things. And then deep sleep, when the mind shuts down, no waking, no dreaming, blank, that also is made possible because it's illumined by consciousness. It's a little more subtle to understand, but it's worth thinking about. The absence of something. It's like this. You're seeing me now, right? No? And then you close your eyes. You're not seeing me anymore. So there's an absence of seeing. But have you become absent? You, the awareness, you're there. You illumine the seeing, now you illumine the not seeing. Similarly, imagine shutting down all senses and all internal thinking and feeling. You'll still be there, but not blank. Nothing will be experienced. Even I am sleeping, that also won't be experienced because mind has shut down. So this one consciousness pervades our waking, dreaming, deep sleep. It pervades our days, weeks, months, years. Then we notice that everything changes. This consciousness does not change. Everything appears to it and disappears to it. And notice, if you, the consciousness, do not depend upon you seeing me. You're seeing me, you are there, consciousness. If you don't see me, close your eyes. You can't see me. But have you gone just because you can't see me? You're still there, right? So the whole of worldly experience depends on consciousness. But consciousness does not depend for its existence on that worldly experience. Let me repeat that. All the experience of our life, what we call life, family life, personal life, professional life, painful life, enjoyable life, youth, middle age, old age, all that, waking, dreaming, sleep, all that depends on you, the consciousness. But consciousness does not depend on that. It's like you are conscious and you are seeing me. If you close your eyes, you're not seeing me, but you're still there, conscious. But now let me ask you, if you, that consciousness, were not there, would seeing be there still? Are you understanding the question? I'm aware, I can see you. I can't see you, but I'm still aware. But that awareness, if it was not there, would that seeing happen even if the eyes were open? No. Would you be able to hear, smell, taste, touch, walk, talk, think, enjoy, suffer? Nothing. Nothing. It is the clay of the pot of life. And as we examined the pot and found every bit of it was clay, in fact, the pot is nothing but clay. Similarly, as we examine all our experiences, we find every bit in and through everything there's consciousness. And without consciousness, just like without clay, no pot. Without consciousness, no life. No experience of life. Consciousness is the material out of which the experience of life comes. It's a trick statement, tautology, because experience, I have already mentioned, consciousness plus object is equal to experience. So experience, which we call life, is basically you, the awareness, plus various objects coming up in you, the awareness. So the material of experience is consciousness. But somebody might say, no, 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 it's not just consciousness. Consciousness plus object. Then only experience is there. But note, just like you say pot, clay plus pot is what we are seeing together. But no, that pot by itself does not exist apart from the clay. Similarly, those objects which we call objects, which we are experiencing, a variety, is there any possibility of proving the existence of those objects apart from consciousness? I'm not saying your consciousness or my consciousness. Apart from the very possibility of experience, there's no possibility of proving any object. Objects are those which appear in consciousness. The philosopher Arindam Chakravarti brilliantly defined, he's very good with this wordplay, so very brilliantly and profoundly defined object. What is an object? An object is anything that objects to my consciousness. An object is anything that objects to... Imagine your consciousness like a field which is spreading out, and then runs up against objects. Sight, form, sound, smell, taste, touch. These are objects. Your consciousness is running into them and giving you experiences. Like water spreading out, hits a rock and then splashes there. Similarly experienced. But we are going further. Those objects cannot be demonstrated, cannot be proved without consciousness. They are appearances in consciousness. Just like pot is an appearance of clay. A name, form and function given to clay. This world of objects is name, form and function given to consciousness. And the name, form and function have no existence of their own. That name, form and function is called Maya. Nama Rupa Vyavahara. Now you will see the meaning of the verse. Karye he karanam pashyet. Look in the product that is our experience of life. And in every experience, see consciousness. I am the consciousness shining in every experience. Whether I hear, smell, taste, touch, see, whether I'm waking, dreaming, sleeping, whether I'm enjoying or suffering, understanding, not understanding, remembering, forgetting, all those experiences, they shine in consciousness. Tato karyam visarjayat. Let go of the effect. The experiences, see that it is only consciousness, because all the experiences are all pervaded by consciousness. Karanatvam tato gachet. In that case, the causality of consciousness is lost. Clay alone exists. It appears to be a pot, but clay alone exists. Consciousness alone exists. It appears to be life. Who is that consciousness? It's you. You and only you. No, Swami, we are all included. Be inclusive. No, you and only you. All of us are appearing to you in that consciousness only. Not apart from that consciousness. There's only one consciousness, it is you, but it's equally each of us. This one consciousness. Then what happens? Avashishtam bhavet munihi. The enlightened one alone is left. Now we understand the meaning. I, the consciousness alone, am left. Even while experiencing this world. Even while experiencing this world. Now see the benefit of this. See the benefit of this. You are beyond death. Body is born, it ages, it becomes middle-aged, old, and dies. You, the consciousness, you experience the baby's body, the child's body, the youth's body, middle-aged body, old, decrepit body, dead body. Not just once, again and again and again. We are past masters at dying. If there's one thing that we need not be afraid of, it's dying. We have seen the death of the body many times. We suffer because we think we have the body. It's a pot which gets broken. That's why we think we are afraid of the pot which is broken. Another example I love is the wave and the water, the story of the little wave. So a little wave is born out there in the ocean. What's there? The closest is Atlantic? Yes, it is Atlantic. Out there in the Atlantic, a little wave is born. And then it looks around itself and sees other little waves and makes wave friends and goes to wave school and has a lot of fun. But slowly problems appear. In every kid's life, problems appear. Little problems, but wave-like problems. So some waves are very big and it gets an inferiority complex. I'll never be like that. Oh my God. And some waves are even smaller. There are bubbles and stuff, and the little wave is full of contempt for them. What a loser. And then some waves are friendly to it and other waves are mean to it. And so on. So all sorts of problems are there, and the wave goes on becoming bigger and bigger. Then it sees in the distance, what's going on there? Oh, that's the United States of America. What happens? So in this Atlantic shore, all waves go to die there. Ah, what? Yes, the waves go and get smashed on the rocks, and that's it, gone. You'll be burst into a million pieces of spray and water droplets. Me too. Yes, everybody, all of us. Oh my God, it gets depressed. Then a Vedantic wave comes along. So don't worry. Now don't worry. There is something called water in you which will not die. Really? It will not die. And where will I find this water? You search yourself. Go first deep into yourself. When he begins to understand what water is, you'll find deep inside yourself there is water. On your surface there is water. In the middle there is water. Around you there is water. Below you there is water. It's water all around. Oh, I realize. And this wave will go and hit the shore. Water will continue. Wave form will be lost. Be millions of droplets of water. So water will continue. Even if you're evaporated, go up into the clouds, you'll come down on the earth as blessing. Water will continue. Not only that, you realize all the other waves are water only. They're all the same as me. As water, where is my limitation? Am I only the water in this wave? The moment I identify myself as water, where is the boundary between this wave and the next wave? No boundary. The boundary is also water. Suddenly I become the ocean. I am all of it. And the biggest wave, the tiniest wave, they are all me. There is no need for inferiority complex. There is no need for contempt. There is no need for fear of death. All are one with me. I am one with all. I am in all. All waves are in me. Sarva bhuteshu chatmanam, sarva bhutani chatmani. I, the Atman, pure consciousness in all beings, and all beings in me, the pure consciousness. When? Now. When is the way of water? When is the way of water? All the time. Now? Yes. When are you consciousness? All the time. Now? Yes. There was consciousness plus body. The body problem still remains. No. If you're consciousness, then you're not consciousness plus body. Body is also nothing but consciousness. It's an appearance in consciousness. The problems of the body appearance will continue as appearance problems. But in reality, it remains consciousness. So will it not die? Consciousness will not die. Body will die. Hatred, jealousy. No. Whom will you have hatred for? They are all nothing but you, the consciousness. All beings are you. You are in all beings. So this is the teaching. Now let us quickly look at the words. Now it will make sense.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. As I was watching this, it made me think of sports, sports and also doctors and hospitals. So I wonder if it's appropriate to say, oh, he's unconscious, meaning he's not conscious. It's like, no, he's always conscious. He's conscious right now. He's just not aware of it. I don't know. It's just a stupid joke, but I think it's kind of funny. I wonder if I can send that to to Swami here, or to both Swamis, Tadatmananda and Sarvapriyananda, and say, so are you ever going to use the phrase that he's unconscious? I wonder what would you use instead of unconscious. What would you say? He's not brain dead, unbrain. I don't know. Just something stupid I thought of whenever he's talking about how we're always conscious, and even now we are conscious. And I was thinking, what about? And I just started thinking about like people like who says he's unconscious. Like, I guess that doesn't really work in Advaita Vedanta, because you are conscious even when you're unconscious. Brain malfunction, I guess. So anyways, that's part 1 of the Tranquil Nondual Brahman. I didn't really have too much to say, and about the janitor. I guess I was hoping there was a pot there, and he's going there. It's like, what do you mean no pot? There's the pot right there. It's quite obvious. Why are you acknowledging the pot's missing, but yet you say the table is there? You say no pot, but no pot on the table, but there's a pot and there's a table. You acknowledge one, but not the other. As a perhaps a joke, like Swami always gets at. But perhaps there would be also a lesson or a story to that too. I don't know. But anyways, this is part one of this of my reaction to the Tranquil non-dual Brahman. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up the sound down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.